The ever-increasing interest in trail running has seen numerous one-day and multi-day trail running events mushroom all over the country. It's not only a healthy way to keep fit, it's a truly special way to explore remote mountainous regions of our beautiful country. The recent Great Zuurberg Trail Run took a vibrant field of passionate outdoors men and women to the stunning Zuurberg Mountains around 50 kilometers west of Port Elizabeth. So what was the attraction?
Yeah, the attractiveness of Zuurberg, I suppose, is the mountains. We just love the mountains. Climbing the mountains, that's about it. The trail out here is absolutely amazing. The scenery, just being out here in nature, where cars can't go and even motorbikes can't go. Yeah, to be out here on your own, I suppose.
The Great Zuurberg Trail Run is a two-person team event with men, women and mixed teams taking part. There is something special about conquering a 3-day stage event with a partner, and Ronald and partner Dane Sweet are old hands at stage racing.
Yeah, it's a team event, but Dane and I have been partners since 2018 basically. It's been growing. We started the brand Ultra Running SA, and since then we've been running together for it's almost a year now. We did our first 100 mile together this year, the Addo 100 miler, so we kind of know the terrain, and that's what brought us back here, because we love it. Yeah.
The Great Zuurberg Trail Run was 3 days of running. Day 1 was 21 kilometers with 650 meters of climbing. The second day was the tough one, 25 k's and 850 meters. And the third day involved 20 kilometers with 580 meters of climbing. Most of the running was on single track, much of it purpose-built. Inevitably, the drive to win or just to finish involves a perennial battle between mind and body.
It all depends on the distance, I suppose. The further it gets, it's all mental. You've got to block out the pain and all of that. But the shorter distances, like the 20 k's, the 15 k's, it's just about the heart rate, because you tend to run a lot faster. So it's harder work, I suppose. Ultras, the further distance, it becomes mental. You got to block out the pain and the sufferfest, and you just got to grind through it, like Dane likes to call it, grinding.
One of the beauties of trail running is that it is so incredibly accessible. Anyone can do it, regardless of age. However, there is one requirement. Runners need to have done a little training and prepared for what they're in for. With this in mind, Ronald believes that event-specific preparation is important.
You don't have to train loads, just get onto your local trails. Back-to-backs, you just, for type of running like this, back-to-back training is important, because you're doing 2-3 days back-to-back for the distance. But yeah, just get to your local trails in PE. We've got Barkins Valley, we've got Crossways, we've got Norm Hadlin. So there's plenty of options in PE for the new guys starting. So yeah, you don't have to really go and train in the mountains for this type of thing, but it would be, it's basically all you need to do.
Like mountain biking, trail running is on a rapid growth curve in terms of events and participation numbers. And it's thanks to events like the Great Zuurberg Trail Run that growth continues, as Dane explains.
I would say so. It's we're more ultra runners, and we like the day-to-day or the back-to-back events. But trail running, yes, we've seen the numbers grow. We actually support a local events guy, and his numbers grow with every race, I would say.
As highlighted earlier, trail running is very accessible. The barriers to entry in terms of equipment are relatively low, particularly for those who are only just starting out.
In the beginning, not much. I would say a good pair of trail shoes. It's going to get to a point where you need a decent hydration pack. You can carry a water bottle if you want. You can run in some old shorts. So I would say just a good pair of trail shoes, and your kit will grow from there.
Running 66 kilometers over 3 consecutive days is a serious challenge, with a time of between 6.5 hours and 12 hours for the combined 3 days. So a good eating program is very important.
Yeah, I would say, again, depends on the distance. For us as ultra runners, it's you've got to put in a lot. I would say a good couple of 100 calories per 10K or per hour. and I think it's water, electrolytes, definitely yes.
The team dynamics are intriguing during endurance events like a 3-day trail run. One runner might feel strong one day and the other the next. Understanding each other's strengths and weaknesses is vital, as is having the patience to allow for a partner who might be struggling. So how does Dane see his and Ronald's team dynamic working? Is there a lot of chat between the two on the trails?
Well, generally when the pressure sets in, you don't speak. Everyone goes quiet and you start grinding. But if you holding back a bit and you got conversation pace, it's about daily life, and that's it. It's all about being out there, being in nature and enjoying yourself.
The Great Zuurberg Trail Run is a boutique-style event with accommodation at the historic Zuurberg Mountain Inn at the top of the pass. The hospitality is 5-star, with great food and drink before and after the day's exertions, as well as massages. And that's aside from the truly awesome trails the runners explore.
Oh, I know this place. I mean, we run here often, and we've done team building out here. Accommodation is 5-star in my opinion. The food is great. It's always a cool trek getting out here, so definitely a place to come back again.
There are just kilometers and kilometers of single track here. I mean, this is a hidden gem. You don't often get a place where you can start and finish a race and run multiple routes, and they're completely different every day.
There is incredible variety in the Great Zuurberg Trail Run, particularly in terms of the vegetation they run through. The trails are relatively technical at times, but as Tracy attests to, they're nothing that the average trail runner with a little preparation can't handle.
It's definitely not as bad as what people think. You make it as technical as what you want. I mean, if you can take the technical section slow and then just run the parts that you feel that you're capable of. But there are people out here from like weekend warriors to racing snakes, and anyone can run trail running. It's just, it's for everyone. It's definitely for everyone. Running with a partner is awesome because you get to enjoy it with someone. We're often you're out there on your own and you're like, oh my word, look at that beautiful view, and you're like, oh, it'd be nice to share this with someone. So you get to appreciate like the person that you're running with, and you have a chummy to chat to for 3 days, which is so cool.
Most trail runners would have started out as either cross-country runners or road runners. There is of course a significant difference between all three disciplines, and taking the step from the road to trail running is a big one, but not one that can't be accomplished. Tracy explains the basic differences.
Not so much from cross country, but from road, yes. I would say, you've got to get your ankles flexible. You have to train on trail, but they definitely complement each other. So like for myself, I'll do like a lot of my running in the week will be on the road, and then on the weekend will be on trail. So it helps to be a road runner because you fast on the flats, you fast on the downs. It's just the technicality of trail running you have to get used to.
Most running events are for solo competitors, where a runner only has to deal with his or her own needs, emotions and physical strengths and weaknesses. But increasingly, the trail running stage race scene is all about two-person teams, something Tracy and Lisa are really enjoying.
Yeah, I think team running is definitely a different dynamic to running alone, and I actually really enjoy it because when you are struggling and you're running with a team member, you also don't want to let them down. So number one, they're encouraging you, and then number two, you're trying even harder for them. Yeah, and also the dynamic of strengths and weaknesses. Like for example, today Tracy was super strong on the uphills, and then when we got to the flats and the downs, I was able to run hard and we could run together.
The Great Zuurberg Trail Run takes place in one of the most stunning regions of the Eastern Cape. The Zuurberg Pass was one of the original passages from the coast to the inland, with some 6,000 wagons a year passing over the range. The mountain range is home to 6 of the country's major biomes and lends itself to hosting a 3-day trail run with the historic Zuurberg Mountain Inn as the host venue. The event race director is Siska van der Bijl.
Yeah, I think the venue suits very well for the type of event we want to plan. It's a boutique event. The trails are amazing. It's just the feedback we've received today is just people saying the views, they can't believe the views, they can't believe the trails that's here. And with the Mount Zuurberg Hotel, the boutiqueness, the luxuriness just brings a different dynamic to what we and what we want to offer.
What makes the Great Zuurberg Trail Run so special is its intimate vibe. Entries are capped, and over the space of 3 days in the Zuurberg Mountains, runners are able to meet just about everyone in the field and share stories from the trails over a great meal and a beer or glass of wine. While there is a racing element, the race is perhaps a little different to others, as Siska explains.
I think the Great Zuurberg Trail Run is more an adventure than a race. We're capping it at 70 teams. So people must share the adventure and share the experience. It's not about the race, not about the front rider, not about the guy that's coming here to win, but about the views and the animals and the stories they tell afterwards. So it's definitely more a family focus, a friends, a weekend away than the race.
The Great Zuurberg Trail Run takes place a week after the PwC Great Zuurberg Trek mountain bike event, and between the two events, the organisers create opportunities for locals to be employed. They also support the Sundays River Citrus Co-op Foundation.
Yeah, for the races itself, we employ quite a bit of people over the 4 days. Through the year, we employ 6 people just to build and maintain trails all year long. And then coming up 3 months before, it's up to 20 to 30 people we employ the 3 weeks before. Then also we are quite close with the SRCC Foundation in town, where we bought them a bus and we get kids to go to the park and visit the Addo National Park. We drive them up and down from school just to get them to get the community involved and involve the farmers.
The trail running route takes the runners through both public and private lands. The cooperation with the local farmers is absolutely crucial. They open their lands to the runners and also allow trails to be built in the most beautiful regions, giving the runners a truly unforgettable experience.
Definitely a big thanks to the farmers. They open their land for us, they help us, they allow us to go traverse the land. Also the Addo National Park, they allow us with, and we maintain the trails. We send guys through the trails basically once a month just to check and trim and keep it nice, stop erosion and making sure that there's no impact to the actual environment.
The Great Zuurberg Trail Run attracted a wide range of like-minded people, some of whom had made it to the start line after a long and somewhat arduous winding road.
Started 3 years ago, weighing 139.2 kgs. Decided to flip and I couldn't tie my shoelaces. Boop was too thick. So I decided to start running. Back bit and I'm 82.3 kgs. Well, I don't know after these 3 days, probably like 70 or something. But the good food at Zuurberg probably picked up 5 kgs, I don't know. But it's been some good memories, eh? Yeah, Robert included. At a 100 mile last year, so yeah.
Dane Sweet and Ronald Rees of Ultra Running SA Big O Sports were the overall winners after 3 days with a time of 6 hours and 36 minutes. Team Aspire's Lisa Kingston and Tracy Campbell were second overall and the best of the 7 women's teams.
Magical. I don't have any other words. It's just absolutely magical, these trails. I absolutely love them. I'm feeling the quads today. A lot of climbs, a lot of downhills. But we'll try and lay it all out on the trails this morning and see how it goes until we blow.
It was really amazing. The scenery is so beautiful and we'll definitely be back next year.
Magical. We've run quite a bit out here, so it's especially yesterday morning with the mist. It is awesome single track, jeep track, and a mixture of everything.
Amazing, the most amazing trails. Been fed, we've been looked after, awesome accommodation. It's just been a weekend away of beauty. It's been amazing.
Sure, it's been a lot of climbing. We heard the ascents in the beginning. We got a little bit nervous, and we had good reason to be nervous. But it's been amazing. Really, really amazing views. Really beautiful.
Yeah, really incredible that you kind of have to pay the price to get such amazing views. You go down so steep and up so steep, but you get the most incredible views of the most incredible terrain. It's really been quite fantastic.
It's exceeded expectations. First time here running these trails. They are absolutely beautiful. Having the time of my life. The legs are a bit sore, but yeah.
Yeah, look, you can't explain 3 days in the Zuurberg. It's absolutely fantastic. Yeah, this single trail is probably my most favorite. I just loved it. I just went with it. Gravity just pulled me all the way down. Yeah, no, it is absolutely magical. Yeah.
It's been quite a nice mix of a bit of technical and then some gravel roads to tickle for the kilometers, so you don't feel like you're not moving quickly, and then some proper climbs, some tough climbs actually. It's been awesome.
It's been fantastic. We're very grateful to be here. 3 days of hard racing, exceptional food, exceptional accommodation, so definitely come back.
Some real technical sides along the cliff, which is very scary but absolutely beautiful. Climbing, that's been tough. A little bit of walking up some some hills. Partner's been very gracious, but yeah, terrain is amazing.
The Great Zuurberg Trail Run was a wonderful success in 2019, with all the runners thoroughly enjoying a wonderful weekend in a seldom visited region of South Africa. Get your shoes on and start preparing for the 2020 Great Zuurberg Trail Run from the 5th to the 7th of June.